from Charlotte, North Carolina, at a combined weight of over 660 pounds, Rody Rob, Adam Bomb, Bionic Brian, the Marked Out Wrestling Podcast.
And welcome to what is a Mania caliber podcast, the Marked Out Wrestling Podcast, episode probably 638, 9, 7, somewhere in that number range, I think, maybe, possibly. If you're downloading on the podcast, you know better than me, and thank you for doing that. Make sure you subscribe and follow and all that stuff. So tonight is going to be a mixed bag, and a mixed bag of Raw, maybe, and AEW Revolution. And before I bring in my cohorts this evening, what are you doing? Turn your computer volume off.
My God.
What are you doing, Adam? I can hear your computer.
Is that really how you intro me?
Yeah. So anyway, derail the show right at the beginning.
Always.
I think that I'm just going to say that tonight lacked what some people would call drama, right? Lacked a little bit of drama and writing. And can you not just breathe into the mic?
Sorry, I'm trying to get you out of my damn ear in the headphones.
Oh, stop yelling. Oh, God, you're just everything. See, that you know what that is? That's when you're not sitting down fucking sound check the show when you're fucking, I'm going over here to do this and that.
I was talking to...
Yeah, that's got nothing to do with nothing. Okay. I don't know how you sound now, so you can sound like shit.
I probably do.
Threw the show off right away. It is a bad...
What about Brian?
Fuck it. Brian and Adam. I had a plan for opening the show, and you just completely ruined that. Brian, say hi to everyone.
Hey, everybody. I've been waiting patiently and quietly, unlike that asshole next to you.
He's a jackass. And, okay, Adam, say hi officially now.
Oh, hi, Rob.
Yeah, okay. So, anyway.
I guess you didn't rig the pyro up right, so... the show didn't start right.
Oh, yeah. This show started like an AEW ring explosion.
Here we go with the wisecracks.
What?
Oh, you knew we're not going to make it through without mentioning this, Brian.
Dude,
I know. I was hoping that we'd get through 5 minutes.
If we're on a vacation as fucking college kids and fucking you get your pants pulled down in front of a crowd at the beach and everybody laughs at you because you got shrinkage going on. That
or you were wearing tighty whities.
Yeah, I'm gonna laugh at you forever, and I'm gonna point that out to you in your life for the rest of the time I know you.
Yeah,
that is my job as your friend.
Yeah,
and
fair enough.
And so you're never gonna live Pyrogate down.
Is that what we're naming it? Pyrogate.
Oh, Pyrogate. Yeah, Pyrogate. So, I think
it could be a conspiracy there because the blame has been shifting a lot of different places, so it kind of makes sense.
Yeah. I'm just going to be open to anybody who's tuning into this podcast, whether live or after the fact, if there's anyone. But tonight, I think, and I say this with sadness in my heart.
Sadness.
I think tonight is just going to be, for me anyway, a lot of just shitting on things. And
I don't know. I mean, anybody who's not new here, that's you for the last 2 months, 3 months.
Yeah. I mean,
exactly. I mean, so.
But
what's different?
I don't have bad points in why I'm shitting on things. That's what's so bad about it. And which brings me to the point is, man, it's just not a fun time to be a fan like me. Right? If I was a Fruity Pebble fan, WWE would be fine, I'm sure.
So you're too smart to be a Fruity Pebble, so it's not there for you.
And AEW is not what it promised me it would be. So I enjoy going to a local wrestling show. I love the industry of wrestling, but I see failure in every direction when it comes to television storyline wrestling.
I think that it's a booking thing. And part of the booking thing, you can't talk about booking without talking about characters. You want to keep us entertained. The so-called Iron Curtain has fallen in terms of kayfabe. Between social media and the fact that we knew they're not hitting anyone because of no sells and working punches, you have to sell me on a character. The one good thing that Raw does right now is every time Alexa Bliss is on the screen, we shut up and watch. You said this in the past, Rob. Any time that we give somebody on the screen the respect of us being quiet while we're sitting here, where normally we're talking the whole time, that means that they're doing something worth interest.
Yeah, but usually on Mondays, it's kind of few and far. Like you named Alexa Bliss, which, That's one, but
yeah, one across 3 hours.
Well, I mean, don't get
Right.
cocky. Don't get cocky because it's not like the other side's coming in with fucking guns ablazing.
no, I know. Hey,
Yeah. But I don't think
the sports entertainment industry as a whole suffers, Rob.
I think booking is an easy one. I think it's an easy scapegoat term. Not to shit on your points, but to say it's the booking. It's not the booking. It's the fundamental number one lack of creativity, and then lack of leadership on one side. AEW is a dumpster fire because they have no leadership.
That's true.
I mean, it's a bunch of kids who have money who are just playing, on their trampoline wrestling league. Not to degrade their level of skill.
Collecting veterans like their action figures.
Right, but I think that they're like, oh, we can do this and get paid
God.
for it. I'm saying they're like, we can do this and get paid for it. Where like WWE's like, we're gonna build an empire and dominate, which they did.
Also do pro wrestling. Like WWE, they're an entertainment company that also does pro wrestling.
Well, and that's fine, but they've dominated the market for 40 years with that philosophy. So I'm not saying that should be the end all be all. Let's dominate the market. But there has to be a middle ground between me and my buddies got a wrestling league and big corporate pop.
Yeah.
I'm stuck right now because I'm not for either one at this moment. I'm not for WWE's way of thinking. I'm not saying there's not good things here, good things there.
The one thing that you always go back to, and I know, Brian, you hate when Rob says this, but it's true, is there is structure on the WWE side. There is, hey, you're a jobber / enhancement talent. You are a lower, or you're cruiserweight, your tag division, your mid card, your top shelf, your main event. Like whatever it is, there is a division. There is lines that these guys move across. Maybe they even have magnets on a whiteboard, so they can just move them across. I don't know, but that you can clearly see there's a division. Tag team lines are blurred. Think about, Brian, and this is a big problem that Rob's and we have complained about all the time on WWE, but AEW, MJF and Jericho were their last tag team challengers, both singles wrestlers. Now we have Pac and Phoenix,
which they're from the same stable.
Well, they're from the same stable, but Pac's the singles wrestler in the stable. It's not like Triple H and Road Dogg are going to win the tag titles.
Says who, though?
But that would never make sense. It was okay to throw X-Pac in if Billy Gunn or Road Dogg got hurt. It's not okay to throw Triple H in there.
So, since when?
I think you're spiraling down a rabbit hole here.
Well, but I'm saying that Pac is a singles wrestler. Where you have countless tag teams, Brian, that were in that match last night. Why did the one that was kind of a stable, not a true tag team, be the one that won?
I don't know. Maybe they're more of like a Freebirds type of thing where they can kind of just all rotate, or even hell, look at New Day. I mean, they usually kind of switch in and out on who tags with who.
Okay,
for the most
New
part.
Day and Death Triangle is not the same, but okay.
You're digging into a pretty specific point from the show, where I'm just kind of.
I was just trying to say divisions. You have a huge showcase match, and you don't even award it to someone into your division.
You have a way of making a point and nailing it to the irrelevant. Respectfully, you do. Yeah. Go to Fifth Street and then continue going.
Talking about nailing.
Wow. Why do you feel guilty?
Do
you feel guilty?
Boy, I don't know. My palms started hurting.
Did you eat the flying spaghetti monster? Yeah, fine. Divisions suck. I don't know. You threw me off. You talked a lot, so that's cool.
Brian. I mean, some of can you defend some of the stuff in the quote unquote divisions of AEW if there are such a thing?
Well, I mean, the biggest thing, I guess, would be the whole record, right? I mean, that was one thing that you guys were you always poke fun at. You say that it doesn't really mean shit, and you know what? I mean, at this point, they haven't really done anything done anything with it. I mean, it's there, but how often do you really hear about it on Dynamite? I don't know.
You really steered the opening of the show into a very specific point. What are you doing here? Are you fucking?
No, I was thinking about
pirating my show?
No, but I want to toot my own horn for a second. I picked the entire card for Revolution.
We're told we were going to get there like in due time. You know.
And what I'm saying though is that they don't use their rankings to build contenders. They just give everybody a title shot on Dynamite. I'm
going to make all the points now. There's nothing left. Rah, 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 rah.
Fine.
I'm just trying to open my show, man. I open with my emotional moment. You're dragging it into the fucking world of specifics.
That open was an emotional moment for you?
No, I was working to my emotional conclusion, and you jumped in with all your fucking
I feel bad.
Adam-isms.
You need a hug, Rob.
No, I don't. I need you to shut the fuck up sometimes. Know your role and shut your fucking hole.
You guys should have a safe word.
Brian. I don't even know where I was going. I don't know what direction I was going in. We're going to talk about, you know what, let's do Raw real quick. We can do Raw quick.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we can do Raw.
We'll focus on all the Revolution.
Let's get Raw out the way. I am not going to run down for anybody out there watching, I am not going to run down what happened on Raw tonight. I will tell you what was missing from Raw tonight. Any level of drama. Any level of drama that did not involve, like, black tar in somebody's mouth. Besides that, no drama.
It was
None.
like bad pop test tonight.
Yeah.
Like, we want to see how many people that are not going to be on WrestleMania get any level of anything that we might.
How is it even a pop test when there's no fucking crowd?
Yeah,
it's all manufactured.
That's what I'm saying. To try and manufacture, Brian. They're like online, like, oh, who believes Dana Brooke and Mandy could challenge for the tag titles? Oh, nobody. Okay, thanks.
Yeah. You ever see Brian? You ever see Escape from L.A.? Snake Plissken?
A while ago. I have seen it though.
It's a sequel to Escape from New York. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Escape from L.A. Right?
Yeah. So Kurt Russell, when he's running through L.A. trying to do whatever he does, he comes into this. Stop chatting with the board and join our show, please.
You didn't even intro them, so.
Okay, well they just started showing up. So what the fuck you want me to do?
No, they've been here the whole time.
Intro who's going to be okay. Anyway, there's this sect of bad people he has to get through, and they're like all the plastic. Oh my god!
That
I don't know.
Oh,
they're like all the plastic surgeons. Whatever you doing is wrong.
It's so loud.
Well, then tell me to turn them down. That's probably why it fucking just fed back like that. Because you put it in front of the mic, you fucking
so
asshole.
Loud. It's mentioned at
you
the
know,
start of the show.
This is why we do fucking sound checks.
You didn't do sound checks as executive producer.
Because you weren't here, motherfucker. You weren't here.
So loud. That's why
you were chit-chatting with Kiki. You had to go take a fucking shit.
Okay. I did not shit.
I can't. Please, you're doing nothing but destroying any flow.
I am not.
It's
loud in my ears. You're getting mad because I just created a feedback loop, but instead you'd rather me just suffer over here.
I'm mad because you didn't take sound check seriously at all. You're just like,
there was no sound check
because you weren't in the fucking
sound
room.
check in years.
Don't even give me that. I sound check.
You weren't in oh my god, why are you still carrying this shit on? All right. Fuck it. You know the joke I had prepared this whole fucking.
I want to hear
the
joke.
No, what was your joke?
This whole fucking
no. Come on.
I had prepared this. No, I prepared this since like 2 hours ago, and you just fucking ruined it. And I'm not gonna do it now. So
you have a handcrafted joke.
Not gonna do it. You know what? This is what I get. I get shitty Raw programming, right? I get storylines that mean nothing to me. I get zero drama, and then I get Adam's fucking ass to follow.
Yeah, that's a horrible Monday.
And you motherfuckers
That's a horrible Monday.
You motherfuckers wonder why I'm the angry elf, because you drive me to that. I started this show laughing so hard my belly was hurting, and now I want to throw things at people.
Behind every angry elf is you manipulating him.
You fucking I hate you so much. I hate you so much. That's why Brian left. You're the reason why Brian left. You're the reason.
Well, I wouldn't say
he's the reason why he won't come back.
The pandemic was there
because he has my camera. You don't want to give it back. Yeah. Okay. What are we talking? Okay. Hey.
As soon as you lent him something of any value, he disappeared.
You know, since we're talking,
I gotta get that back from the pawn shop.
Since we're talking about things to hate, you know, what the fuck is this Shane and Braun thing,
dude?
This might be the worst.
The 21-year reunion of Big Show and Shane.
This is the worst, Brian. The
I don't
worst thing. Do you want to say anything about this before I just go in?
No, I want to hear your piece about it.
He didn't watch it.
He didn't watch it?
No, he was probably making cool memes from Revolution. Mark
Cool
safe.
memes.
Mark safe from the exploding ring.
I mean, I don't care if you're on Broadway, if you're doing a music video, if you're in fucking junior high school drama class. I don't care what level of acting you're in. If you watch this Shane McMahon shit from tonight, it is a clinic on how to never do it. My God, what in the fuck? You made us sit, WWE, what? You made us sit through that horrid pile of llama shit. And the whole joke, the whole gimmick was that he was stupid. What, Adam?
Oh, I was raising my hand so I could
Don't
talk.
be a dick.
It's the which way did he go thing with Big Show, but I don't know if this was the worst waste of time tonight, Rob, because you also had the completely unnecessary recap of Bobby Lashley's intro. At least what Shane did here, as stupid, haha, pun intended, as this was, at least they didn't recap an entire person's intro.
Brian, I know you don't. I know you didn't watch. Even though I asked you to, but you didn't.
Well, I watched. No.
Okay. Yeah.
He saw a thumbnail.
No, it's all
We're
good.
talking.
It's all good. Yeah, I thought we were on the same page. There was a segment tonight, Brian, where you should watch. This is like watching Faces of Death now. Even if you hate it, you're like, oh my God, I've got to see this.
I accidentally fell asleep during some of it. And I'm like, oh fuck,
accidentally out of love.
Saving my body. Yes, go on.
Wait, what was I saying? We were talking about Shane. Oh, Bobby. So they had the earlier tonight little replay frame in it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And and it said
replay.
Yeah, it said earlier tonight. And we're watching his Titantron video, like the whole Titantron video, and then we watch him walk out like he did earlier in the night for the first match of the night. So they made us watch his intro. They made us watch his intro in full.
I don't understand that.
In full. I'm not even joking.
Maybe was it a mistake?
No,
I really think somehow and this feels weird because they should have enough people just on standby, but I felt like they were trying to kill time between these two things, Rob. Like they're like, Shane, go out there, and Shane like been hitting the blunt or the bong in the back, and they're like, you got to kill 10 minutes, and he's like, doing what? They're like, just call Braun stupid, and then we'll do the car bit that we were supposed to at the end of the scene.
Maybe
and
I feel like Shane smoked salvia.
Wait, no, and Shane got to the ramp. He was
probably
supposed to go to the car then, and he's like, "Oh fuck, I forgot to call him stupid. Let me do another lap." I mean, I fucking don't know, man. This was Shane McMahon has been. I used to be one of those guys that hoped he would come back, and he has been cringeworthy for everything that he's done in the past at least year.
If this in any
maybe all
way,
the way back to that Miz feud,
right? If this in any way was like, Shane, we're gonna put you out there for a couple weeks and see how you do, and maybe the old man can retire and you can take over. And he came back in tonight and he fucking failed that. There's no, I'm never gonna die. I'm never gonna die. I can't trust you. It was his acting. It wasn't him high on a bong. It was him being horrible at what he is doing.
Estrada says it's like WWE was determined to outshine AEW for bad shit to think about all week.
No, now let me.
Vince is like, oh, you fuck up Pyro. Watch this. I'm gonna send my son out there to die for 10 minutes, and he's my fucking son. So you want to one up me, motherfucker?
And I'm not gonna have my son one up you. I'm just gonna wait till the end of the night and have my pyro be better than your explosion.
Yeah, the Kane level pyro was better than the explosion.
When Randy got the Fiend pyro tonight, like the 3 turnbuckle flames, Brian, I was like, damn, they just showed a fucking AEW.
Yeah, they're just flexing their nuts all over AEW. I get it.
Oh, so I don't know what this Shane thing is.
Anybody find Tony Khan yet?
I don't know.
Yeah. So Anybody on the board saying anything that we're forgetting or that we don't care about or that is in line with what we're talking about?
The way Shane kept saying stupid multiple times, I thought he was challenging his inner Ryback, since that was what Ryback was saying back in the day.
Okay. I got nothing.
Wow. Just because you don't care about the Raw offering tonight, don't care about the board. You asked for it.
I'm not shitting on it. I'm just like, okay, you read it. You're looking at me like I have to react. You're like Kiera. You're like, I just said something. Now I need you to react.
Michael Clarity says, is this a 2 out of 3 fall match? I think he was asking Brian about his life.
Yeah, life can be looked at like that. Sure.
Well, I mean, with double hips,
John Estrada.
Yeah.
You need life alert.
What are they talking about?
You need life alert. I need life alert. You need life alert.
You don't even know
Mr.
what it
Missed
is,
show
Mongo.
last week.
Mongo McBias.
Oh my God.
Why don't my sound effects work?
Oh,
I should have done that in fucking sound.
I probably paused them.
Ringo.
Yeah. I mean, look. I want to. I want to stay on. I want to keep riding this wave for a minute.
You want to talk about the meows?
Don't do that. That's an inside joke. It's not real for the show. I mean, I started keeping my notes tonight with like a level of professionalism, like first match, Miz versus Bobby, WWE Championship, Miz taps, second match, and then I see it like scribble off like in the movies where somebody died. I just stopped taking notes.
And sleep and the pen just runs.
This is what my notes say. This is what my notes say. Bullet point 1, Miz versus Bobby, WWE Championship, Miz taps. Bullet point 2, Shane and Braun, what the fuck is this? Bullet point 3, do we want to talk about what Mania matches we think are going to happen? And I got it crossed out. Is it a bad? Let's see what's it. It's a bad day for fans like me in wrestling. That's my next note. And then finally, Dana Brooke looks like the plastic people from Escape from L.A.
Now here, I don't know if this is petty, Rob.
What?
Brian, you can be the judge too.
Okay.
As bad as Raw was tonight, it was 90 minutes shorter and $50 cheaper than Revolution.
Oh my God. Yeah, if you guys want to talk more about Raw, bring it up on the board. We'll bring it up. But
90 minutes shorter?
90 minutes shorter. Revolution was 4.5 hours last night, bro. It went to 12:37.
Whoa, wait a second. That's
it started at 8
pre-show.
No, I'm not.
Really?
8 to 12:37.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck
we were watching
dude.
it. Yes, it was. I was like, "Fuck, I gotta go to work."
And we looked at what time we started Walking Dead.
I think the explosion might have scrambled my brain a little bit.
Yeah.
Something.
Anyway, so what I'm trying to tell
that shit
you
couldn't
is
scramble an egg.
It was 4.5 hours long. Where do you want to start, Brian? There's 8 matches. I picked every one of them right.
Okay, yeah.
So where do you want to start?
Adam got them
you
all
had to
right.
fucking say that.
I got them all right.
Let's say it all night. I'm Mr. Perfect, motherfucker.
Go ahead. This
You
is
didn't get
your
the pre-show right.
You what?
You didn't get the you didn't get the pre-show right.
There was a pre-show?
I didn't even pick the pre-show.
Yeah, the buy-in.
Oh,
Buy-in. I didn't buy in, Brian.
nobody watches the fucking buy-in.
Yeah, I didn't buy in.
You watched the buy-in, Brian. That's a you thing.
Yeah, I did.
Brian didn't watch the buy-in.
No, he didn't.
I don't watch the pre-show, bro.
Okay.
You know what you should watch if you don't like AEW or WWE? You should watch GSW. That's more your speed.
You know what I think about
Hard-hitting
GSW?
matches.
No, I totally do. GSW is one of the rare ones I'm willing to make time for.
I totally missed you.
Not like the giant amalgamation of the other 5 big indie companies, if there's such a thing.
The amalgamation.
Yeah, of the 5
Yeah,
indies.
AEW, NWA.
It's like one of those
ROH.
fucking horror. It's like one of those bad fucking
Impact.
horror movies where like everybody's getting sucked into one body and they're like, that's
Human Centipede.
Yes, something like that.
Literally, yeah.
but less defined. You know.
Bingo.
Yeah,
There you
that's
go.
what AEW
There
is
you
now.
go,
This
Brian.
is a big human centipede of fucking people shitting in each other's mouths.
Yeah.
all the way out to the bottom. Like,
Will you
That's a
send
meme
me
right
a
there.
picture of Human Centipede and just mark each section as a different wrestling company so I can make that a meme?
That's actually kind of fun. I hate that I'm laughing at that.
Yeah, go ahead and talk about AEW. I'll chime in.
Yeah,
You
in Rob's brain. Let's just run down the matches. So the one that I'm so confused about, Cheetah and Rio or whatever, doesn't matter. She lost.
Remy.
We did this whole fucking tournament to crown her the #1 contender, and she loses to Shida, who didn't have a ton of offense but enough to win. And then to make matters worse,
What?
this is the icing on the turd that was this. Nyla Rose, the semifinalist, comes out and beats up Shida.
Yeah,
Couple
she's
things.
challenging Shida.
Couple things.
She's challenging.
Didn't Shida take the title from Nyla Rose? And
Correct.
if she didn't, and then Nyla Rose and her had a feud. So we
Correct.
have stalled for 3 fucking months in the women's division where Shida wasn't on TV so we could book this tournament to end in the challenger not even really challenging and Nyla attacking the champ after to go right back to square one.
I mean, literally.
Did I
wouldn't call
miss a
it
beat?
square
Did I miss a
one.
beat?
No. I mean, in the process of just saying fuck everything in between this turd sandwich, you also you were pushing Britt Baker fucking hard as hell. At one point, you were pushing Big Swole.
Well, hold on.
Wait.
There's some dirt sheet on Swole.
Okay, but you're pushing Britt Baker, and then, like you said, now we're back to Nyla Rose. After a tournament that nobody cared about, that meant nothing.
They didn't even care enough to put it on TV.
Yeah, it meant nothing.
I would have rather seen Thunder Rosa and Cheetah again. I mean, if you're gonna do something again, why not do that match? That match was good. Or put
the one thing
Serena
I was
Deeb up
confused
again.
about was having Britt Baker on the pre-show. I think that was silly.
Well, she was fighting with Rebel. I mean, and it was.
No, I know, but I
it
mean,
was,
she should have like you're
Okay.
saying, like if you're gonna have some like a good match or something, like a good women's match on the main card.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you don't
is
put a
this-
women's tag match together
Is
and
this
put that on the main card.
right? Is this Omega's fault? Because is he so infatuated?
We've
And
talked about this, Rob, and I'm not sure because Omega deflected to the network.
No.
saying, They'll only let me put one match on.
No. You're not getting my point. Is Omega so infatuated with Japanese wrestling, fine in its own terms, right? That if he's running a women's division, is that all? He's just like, I'm just gonna do Japanese shit all the time.
Maybe
Japanese stars, Japanese wrestling. Because I mean, let's
nobody's getting it if that's what he's doing.
let's be straight. If you want to buy merchandise, you want to push your women's division in an American market, in the U.S. market, Britt Baker should be the face of your company. I'm not saying that you can't have somebody from Japan come over and win the title, but your division has no traction. It has nothing at all. Britt Baker is familiar, and
Brian, do they do anything with the women on Dark?
I mean, no.
One match.
Dark is just Dark is just essentially just squash.
Yeah, but
They're
Dark has
squash
10 or 12
and-
matches. They
Say it
don't.
again?
Dark, from what I understand or what I've read, usually has like 10 or 12 matches. How they only put one women's match on Dark?
No, there's usually a handful of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's usually a good amount mixed in on Dark at least. Not
There
so
you
much
go.
on Dynamite.
At least
obviously.
something.
just move
Right.
past it.
Estrada says AEW literally has like 30 women and they keep going back to Nyla. Why? That's just a valid point.
Or former champ.
I think it's overcompensation. I really do. I think it's wokeness. Like, oh, we acknowledge that Nia is trans, and that's fine. I don't care as long as you're happy. But look, guys, I think it's like, look at what we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, you want to book her how you want to book her, fine. Try and do something with the champ that doesn't involve her always being in the challenger mix.
I can't think of any other reason. I honestly can't.
They're
to-
just
to
trying
go-
to get that.
To go back to her, I don't know why.
Yeah, just hire Tessa. No, don't hire Tessa.
Anyway,
You have talent. I mean,
let's go to the next one.
Yeah.
This is a throwaway match here. I know, Brian, you want to give him a pass because of Mr. Trent getting injured, but Miro, Kip, Chucky, and OC coming to a close here. I hope this is the blow-off. I hope we move away from this. Miro's better than this. Kip has had some good matches and could do some other things. This has all been a waste. Are we moving on from this, Brian?
I hope so. I
Me
mean,
too.
I hope that we move on from Miro and Kip being a thing.
Yeah,
I want to see Miro
everything.
just I want to see him spread his wings and fly, baby.
Well, similarly though, Orange Cassidy, was having a singles push for the longest time, and now because Trent got hurt, he got thrust back in as the tag team partner for Chuck T here. And I think that was a misuse of Miro, of Orange Cassidy. The whole thing went on too long.
Yeah, I hope I hope we move on from the whole feud. I think it kind of ran its course.
Yeah. Best Friends and Proud and Powerful was fucking awesome.
Wait. I'm torn on how I want to see Miro. I know I don't want to see what we've been seeing. Like I don't want to see that, the I don't know how to explain.
I want to see him use Darby as a sharp.
I'm saying, do I want to see him as a serious brute? Do I think a brutish character where he's just fucking let's fight? I mean, do I want to see that, or I don't know how I want to see him.
Feels like a foreign Big Papa Pump would be a good gimmick for him.
I don't see that.
No, me
because
neither.
Of the accent.
I don't see that at all. That doesn't make sense. No, it just doesn't. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. I'm calling you on your shit. So what do we?
I give you a sympathy laugh.
Okay, how about that thing? Speaking of sympathy laughs, that's all that Matt Hardy's going to get because the big money match doesn't pay out for him. This was Rob Brawl of the Night. We have Private Party out there to help Matt Hardy, and of course, all the members of Dark Order come out to help Hangman when that all broke down. Hangman wins an undisclosed amount of money. Hardy, he lost his first quarter earnings.
So do you think he's going to be like slaving away like for Hangman?
No, I think he's going to say that I didn't earn anything this quarter.
I was going to try to hide it. Okay, you can't see my tax returns. You can't see that.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, they'll do something with
I
it.
get
and then Jericho will donate to him.
Yeah,
I get you're continuing to run the Hangman and Dark Order storyline for whatever reason. I see that they're doing that, and I guess that works out for what they're doing because they always got to put people in factions or clubs or fucking whatever. But this was a singles match. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. This is a singles match between fucking two men that had a score and had a gimmick or a motivation for their match.
Why couldn't all those other people were already on?
Why couldn't it just be their match and then end?
But you hear what I'm saying? That was Private Party was out there for a second time.
No, I get it. I heard you.
All the Dark Order was out there for a second time.
That's my point.
They didn't need to be there.
That's what I'm saying. That's my point. Why couldn't you just let Hangman win this, stand tall, fade to black, push the promo for the next match?
Well, if you guys haven't been keeping up on BTE.
Oh, God. Here's what I got for you on that, Brian.
Been good. No.
What?
No, the Dark Order have been still recruiting Hangman, and Hangman has been kind of embracing them a little bit more. So that's a little bit more. That's what you saw last night.
No, I get that. And that's fine by itself. But with the fact that that's like every story you have to have somebody extra because if it not, it doesn't make sense for the story. Like there's no stories that are two fucking guys
just feuding. That doesn't involve a belt.
Or a whole bunch of other people. You can never just have guy raises his arms, fade to black, next promo. You got to be guy raises his arms, one team comes out, other team comes out, fucking fight. Every fucking segment.
Well, this feels like a perfect segue to Team Taz taking on Sting and Darby. We've already had Darby fight every one of Team Taz guys individually. So now it's time for them to be a tag match. Darby is a champ here. We could have had somebody defending this title and still done the Sting Darby thing, but whatever.
God.
Darby and Cage now. Brian.
I had to look at the meows for a minute.
Brian, for me, this was a little bit of a bright spot on the night. Not so much because of everything that happened in this, what I guess you would call it, match, but the cinematography of it all. I thought for a cinematic match, this one had a kind of unique feel to it. On the AEW side, it maybe felt like Boneyard a little bit on the, if you're counting all cinematic matches.
Yeah, no, I think for this was definitely a step in the right direction. Obviously, they've done cinematic before. We can't forget about the tooth and nail match. Actually, that wasn't necessarily cinematic, but that was the closest they've come to it.
Well, like
But
Stadium
I
Stampede,
really,
you mean?
well, yeah, I guess that was one too. Also, yeah,
That was
that's a good
very
point.
campy and fun. This one
Right.
was very dark and almost
Dark,
felt like
gritty.
they. Yeah, I don't know if I'm drawing the Crow comparison because of Sting's face paint.
Yeah,
but
it's an easy one. You went for the easy one.
The one nitpicky thing I will say, I think it could have been fine without commentary. I feel like having commentary was a little weird element that you didn't really need. I think they could have gotten away with the way they shot and edited. I thought it would have been fine without it, but
I've always been Natalie Imbruglia when it comes to the cinematic matches and commentary.
I think it just depends on who's doing it. And like, okay, so Edge,
or what the match is.
Edge and Randy when they did the Mania match, and
Well,
they
that
were,
was because it was Michael Cole.
okay, but see, why you cut me off? That did not help. Edge and Randy had their cinematic, and it had announcers. That was fine, right? In the backstage of the PC, throwing each other off. Fucking, oh god, he threw him off a truck. But yeah, here does seem like a darker vibe. Just let it roll, man.
yeah.
But then you're gonna be like, I don't know, man. It's kind of boring.
Yeah.
I don't
guess. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just talking words right now.
All right, let's go on to the next one then.
I'm speaking words to you. Don't know what to mean or what to say. but I'm saying
The Who Cares Royale. The match itself wasn't bad. I still hold contention, Brian, that it was too soon to do another Battle Royale gimmick to declare new tag team contenders.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, it wasn't a bad match. I thought it was pretty good. There were some. I don't know if you guys caught it. There's been some gifts
there's
going
a ton.
around.
Evil Uno running himself into the pole.
Correct. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch of those. But anyway, Pocket Phoenix won. Yeah,
I feel like I should just not say anything anymore.
Yeah, I mean, if Rob operates on the Southern, proverb of if you don't have anything nice to say, you shouldn't say anything at all, Rob would just sit there. This would be a broadcast of Rob. He's sitting there.
This is not who I like to. This is not who I like to be. This is not my preferable nature or state. Is to be so negative.
But he wants to fly with the owls.
It just feels like every time we jump over a hurdle, it's like, oh shit, there's more donkey shit on the floor.
Yeah.
It's just every time. Like, what? Oh, come on.
It's not a bad comparison.
Yeah, it was a good match because who can't have a good match in a battle royal? Especially a lot of guys just came from the bingo halls, So
the only thing I thought really was of any consequence was
that was a cheap jab.
QT Marshall eliminating himself and spitting at Dustin. That was probably the one true to me highlight.
That was cool. No, and it was fine. It was a good match.
I don't know if you should be spitting at someone during a pandemic, but whatever.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Like this blowing your chunks right across at somebody's. It's horrible. I mean, yeah, it's horrible. I think the biggest sin here of all the sins we can come up with for this match, and I'm not trying to come up with them, is that simply it is a lazy booking job for their tag division.
Yeah, it's like we don't really have anything here. Let's throw them all out in this one match. The big theme for me as we run down Revolution, and this is for both of you. This feels like a glorified Dynamite still.
Actually, I think I've seen Dynamites that were better than this.
The Sting and Darby thing is the only standout right now. Is something different than you would see on Dynamite, in my opinion.
Oh, come on. What about the tag match? You didn't like the tag match?
We're not there yet, and no. So we might as well get there, Brian. The next one, the Bucks versus MJF and Jericho. We got Wardlow on the side. I talked about Sammy could have come out. Talked about maybe you got Proud and Powerful coming out. You could have had Jake Hager come out. You could have had Papa Buck come out. You could have brought all the other fucking elite douchebags. I don't care. Nothing. This just ended clean. Super kick party. Now let's go sell some T-shirts.
I was a little disappointed there was no Papa Buck.
There was nothing. I mean, this storyline,
revenge.
The whole fucking time, Brian, the Bucks are on the road to MJF and Jericho. They were fucking around with the Good Brothers and Kenny more than they were their challenger.
There is no reason to have this match based off of how it ended. There was never a reason. And I talked about this on the way up to this pay-per-view about how this match was absolutely useless. The only thing they could do with this match would be to involve people to screw the Bucks over from Impact or something like that. And they didn't even do that.
Nope, they wanted to save them to come out for the exploding.
So you took you took the belts from FTR,
who weren't even in the Battle Royal,
and who did a gimmick about how they could never lose the belts, almost immediately loses the belts to give to the Bucks.
FTR is the one team not in here too, Rob. That's what's worse.
Right.
FTR is nowhere to be found on this card.
And then you give it to the Bucks so they can play grab ass with Impact and then waste a spot on a pay-per-view that people spend $60 fucking on.
Yeah.
Brian, I love you like a brother, and I mean that. And I want AEW to not be this, but this is looking at your spouse and going, "Stop hitting me already."
Yeah, Brian's quiet because you keep hitting him. Think.
Yeah, I mean, I know. I feel like at this point, I'm not gonna be able to change your guys' mind about AEW. Hopefully, it's just gonna have to speak for itself. You'll just have to keep watching.
Q will guide you. Q will guide you.
Yeah. Yes. Flying spaghetti monster.
All right.
No,
So
I want to hear the positive. I want to hear the positive.
Let's get to some positives. We only got a few more
Jade
things.
Cargill.
We have. Yeah, she clapped.
Yeah.
Cody, Archer, Scorpio, Max Caster. We have Penta, and the surprise entrant, Brian, that you and I both kind of called. I piggybacked on you, though, to be fair. Ethan Page. No more
Finally
Karate
showed
Man.
up. Yeah, he had I think it was a good showing. It was cool that, obviously people know who he is, so that's nice that he's already an established name. For the most part. I know he's not established to WWE fans.
Did you see his spot on the ladder with Scorpio?
I where Archer is just on his hands and
No,
knees.
that was another one that was shit. But yes,
which one are you talking about?
To me, this match had more bad spots than Evil Uno just running himself into a pole. At least he was trying to sell the dude that didn't quite hold the Hurricanrana right. Archer being on all fours, just waiting for spots because the other guys didn't know what they were doing. But Page, to me, and this is not a knock on Page, he had a lot of spots which to me felt like they were with people he's not worked with enough, and they didn't go off smoothly. I'm not putting the blame on him or whoever was on the receiving end. But Brian, it didn't look crisp, if you will.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he's worked with everyone that was in the ring. It's not like he's like a stranger to anyone. He's already technically worked for AEW. Well, it wasn't AEW, but he was at All Out, All In, All Out. I forget which one.
Rob's not listening, so it doesn't matter.
No,
let's check in with the board real quick.
I'm listening.
He's enjoying the convo.
I think Sting saw Undertaker do his match and thought he could easily add a few years to his career doing that. I dig it. I think it's a good direction for wrestling. That's from Estrada. But he says it bugs me that the Bucks match, the entire time they were selling themselves as babyface underdogs, but 3 weeks ago they were heels. Yeah, fuck the Bucks. They flip-flop back and forth for every opponent.
They're like Lindsey Graham. Look,
are they from South Carolina? I thought they were from like West Virginia.
No, but just the flip-flop. Like, don't worry about
They're
it.
from Los Angeles.
Don't
They're from Rancho Cucamonga.
Don't get dug into.
And Michael Clarity is trying to save Brian. He says, blink twice if you need help.
Yes. I've been blinking Morse code to him.
Britney, bitch. Look, this is my real quick 2 cents on the ladder match. I'm letting you guys get through it.
The Sonic the Hedgehog match?
Yeah. I had no problem with the booking of the match. Fine, whatever. But yes, this was a very sloppy match. And again, I go back to what I said before of there is a major league in this where people who are professionals at the highest level where they go to entertain. And then there are people who are not as skilled at this. And there's places where they go to entertain. And the TV spots, and especially a $60 pay-per-view spot, is where the people who don't fuck up all the time should be playing.
And practice makes perfect. You got to rehearse these shit.
I don't know if it's I don't know if it's that.
Bro. You don't rehearse that shit, bro. Tell that to fucking David Schultz, Dr. Schultz. He'll slap you silly.
I'm just saying, if you go to
Who the fuck is Dr. Schultz, and why would I care?
If I go to if I go to the flea market and they've got some fucking people in the back doing a show where they're going up ribbons and shit like that and doing gymnastics, and they're fucking up left and right, whatever. It's a flea market. Who fucking cares? If I go to Cirque du Soleil, I want to see that shit done to perfection because I am giving you my money and I expect that to
it's
be
not community, college theater.
Right. This is where I demand this to be professional. If you fuck up, yes, things happen. People botch. They fuck up. And then they correct themselves and they move forward like a professional. But when you are botching because you are either trying things that are stupid, you're trying to do too much,
Body spot.
or you don't understand just the fundamentals of telling a story without being crazy, that's when shit starts fucking up.
Stike Leather on the board. To me, the right man won, though. Scorpio Sky versus Darby is going to be a fantastic match. It will, but if Scorpio doesn't beat Darby, what's the point? Right? Darby as a champ has been whatever.
Stop sending me text messages, Brian. I'm sorry.
No, but Darby as a champ has been whatever. I mean, Scorpio needs the belt here.
I'm letting Brian do all the positive stuff first. Go ahead,
Brian.
Brian.
Scorpio needs the belt.
So what's wrong? What's wrong with Darby's run so far?
What run?
What run?
What run?
Team Taz is a fucking repeat machine. Full of meatheads that lose to 90-pound dudes named Darby who fall on them.
I mean, that's
and you want to say that this is a good run? This has been a horrible run.
That's fun.
In terms of give a fuck.
That's fun to say, Adam. But I mean, the big brute head, dumb fucking big head dudes, bowling ball shoulders. Yeah, whatever. Darby's been horrible as a champion, not a wrestler, but his run has been bad because he hasn't had any feuds for the fucking belts.
Well, it's not his fault, right?
No, I'm not blaming. No, look,
but they could have blown this off in a different way if they're leading to Sting and Darby. Now they've backed themselves in the corner. If they're trying to do Sting and Darby for the TNT Championship, they're overlooking Scorpio Sky, and that's why this pisses me off because I think that's what they're doing. I think Scorpio is just going to be overlooked here.
And let me clarify here, Brian. This is in case other people are saying the things that you're saying, that you just said. Nobody is making personal criticisms about anybody. If we think somebody sucks, we'll specifically say they suck. We're talking about the way that they are being booked, the work put into the show, the level of care for my money.
And in the next match, we'll talk about production value.
Oh my God, I'll get there.
We'll get there. Rob.
Go ahead. What's next?
So
I don't like being negative.
We've covered everything there, except for the two elephants in the room. We'll start with the easy one. Big Show, and everybody reveals that the guy who's signing the contract is Christian Cage. Now we get a Titantron thing. Christian looks great. We've seen him recently in Rumble wrestle. I think he's still got a lot of years on him. But all they did was have the man come out, fucking sign a clipboard, and do his signature, looking out there.
He was looking for the pyro.
He was looking for his career.
He was looking for the pyro. What Christian Cage is, I don't mind it here, but it feels like we're puzzle piecing our way back to the glory days of TNA. We need to sign Kurt Angle now, and if we could get AJ and Joe to come back, we'd be all set.
James Storm.
James Storm is already there.
Brian,
he's signed to one of those
Chris
other.
Harris.
How was Cage received with you, my friend?
I'm glad that he's there. However, the way that everyone was hyping it up,
you're a really nice person.
We were fucking talking about CM Punk, Brock Lesnar, fucking John Cena, like insane names. And like now looking back, I feel like a fucking idiot for even talking about that.
Well, let me ask you a question. Let me see if I can. I want to dig in on that point of you feeling like an idiot, Brian. And not because I think you're.
No, thank you.
I don't think you're an idiot. But
that's totally why you do it. You're such a dick.
Shit, I think I forgot what I was going to ask.
Let me read the good comments on the board for a second while you think about it. Estrada says, it feels like AEW doesn't rehearse any matches or rehearses them way too much. All night I saw people waiting seconds for their spots and botching them. It feels like there's no in-ring generals. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any generals there. And then the other one from Stike, Darby's had 2 successful title matches, and one of them was Joey Janela.
Brian. Oh my God.
Robert.
Fuck, I'm trying to get back on track. I had it again, and Adam wouldn't let me break in.
The bad boy Joey Janela, and I couldn't agree more.
My vape pen has got me. Yeah. What were we talking about there? Oh, Christian Cage.
Production value.
Signing a clipboard.
Shut up, Adam. As a true diehard AEW fan that you are, as a fucking weekend warrior bingo hall champion, fucking rah. Don't do that.
That's the wrong button.
I was gonna use that for something.
I hit the wrong button. I can't turn it off.
Wow, you took that from me.
I didn't mean to. I was trying to.
Wow.
He heard me record that before the show for a reason, and he took it.
I
from
hit
me.
the wrong button with the mouse.
I hate you.
Don't make it personal.
You stole my thunder.
What thunder?
As a diehard,
Thor.
shut up. As a diehard AEW fan, that promised all these things, and the Christian Cage thing has to piss you off on much more of a level than what you're putting on. It has to almost
piss me. Why would it piss me off? I'm happy that it's with the company.
not just a slap in the face, but kind of a piss.
The names we threw around, he's
like
like top of the list.
Like a piss in your face. Like, here you are getting another WWE elder to come in here.
But it's a little different though, because he's been on the shelf for a while, right? So that's definitely intriguing.
Oh, dude.
Come on. What? There's nothing wrong with that. Same thing with Edge. He's basically Edge in AEW.
I've got no problem if he just shows up one Dynamite and he becomes part of the show. Whatever, right? But you hyped this, Brian. He got you. AEW got you like fucking almost to a cream point, and they were like, no, just hold it. We're gonna make you pop. And then you were like, oh, I had to pop because I was, this is not what was promised in any form for that night or for their theme of the company.
And address Dyke's comments, if you would, Brian. He says, I don't want to hear Cody say he isn't going to sign any more ex-WWE stars. He said they were going to push their own talent, not another company's ex-stars. Paul White, Dean Ambrose,
Paul
Chris
White is going to be a
Jericho.
commentator on a fucking show. It's not like he's going to be
their first 2
challenging for the title
champions
night in, night
of
out.
their big belt were ex-WWE guys. One past his prime.
Do you know why they're bringing in the old WWE guys? Do you know why?
To be ambassadors for the company?
No.
Give them legitimacy?
No.
Give them legitimacy, I would believe that.
No. They're bringing them in because they have failed to develop their own personalities and superstars.
That's fair.
I disagree. They have plenty of them. What are you talking about? They have plenty of characters. Now that they're signing all these big names, they're only going to put them over. It's not like they're going to do if they do what like TNA did back in like when Hogan and Bischoff came in, and they just fucking signed all the like WCW.
Yeah, they go to Immortal and Fortune.
Guys. Yeah, right, and just pushed all the old timer names. Like that's not going to work. If they do the same thing, then shame on them because it's not going to work.
Estrada says Brian is
doing.
Estrada says Brian's fooling himself if he thinks Christian's going to do anything worthwhile for his career in AEW. He's going to be another Matt Hardy on their roster doing matches for money or something stupid.
I hope not.
I mean, Matt Hardy is a terrible example because Matt Hardy has gone through like 7 gimmick changes in his 2 years with AEW.
Yeah, it's all right, though. It's under the whole broken universe, so it makes sense, right?
Yeah,
sort of.
He's created his own universe of characters.
Yeah.
I feel so lied to.
Whedonverse.
I feel so lied to.
Yeah, like Robin Hood can't buy your stocks. I get it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, fucking AEW promised me. They promised me something.
Yeah, check the tape. Look at how excited we were, and here we are 2 years in, and
not even.
They've fast forwarded to like year 10 of TNA, where Main Event Mafia came in and they had brought in too many old guys, and like Brian said, we're booking them to win instead of putting young guys over.
But I think they'll be smart enough to not do that. I really do.
Really? Because they don't appear to be smart in any fucking way. It's been 2 years.
How? With what?
Everybody they've signed is getting older and older. Their first champion, while we enjoyed Jericho at the time, is old and mushy muffin tops.
Okay,
He's a meow.
Yeah, he was fun. He was fun. We enjoyed it, but that's your first champ, followed by your second champ, Mr. Charisma Moxley. Nobody runs the ropes like him. And what do you do next? Oh, we're going to create a new belt, and Cody's going to be the inaugural champ. By the way, we just got FTR. We're going to give him the belts and take them away. We did the same to Brody, but it's okay. We gave him a good memorial show. And then we, what's the last fucking one? Oh, the women. Don't even, we've covered that enough. They don't know how to book a champion. They don't know how to book anything. And they're spending way too much time booking, like Rob said, to break his heart, ex-WWE stars or just guys that are on the back.
I don't know why you had that bothers you that they're signing key names from,
because they said they weren't going to do that. They said they were going to build their own
since
talent.
When? They're not pushing them. They're not giving them. It's Cody isn't one of those guys. He would definitely be on the in between. I would say he's on the up and up. He's obviously a name. But it's not like he's like Hulk Hogan NWO type level. At least yet. I hope it doesn't get there. I'm not saying that it won't.
Did Estrada send an email or something?
Yeah. Send it
Yeah.
You sure what?
Yeah, we put it in the
Yeah,
group
what is he?
there
Look
today
at
and told
clarity.
you to
Look at
do
what he's saying on the board. He said, "What about MJF, Adam Page, Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, the Dark Order?"
it. Okay.
What
All
about
of
'em?
those, clarity.
What about him?
All of those, that's the problem, is in the beginning, check the tape. I loved MJF. I loved him all the way to going against, but they never did anything with it when he went against Moxley, and then he just becomes part of the inner circle. I've loved Hangman Page. I actually thought it was okay when him and Omega were champs. But ever since then, he's been doing this. Everybody wants to recruit him to their stable gimmick instead of doing stand on his own.
The ping pong ball.
Yeah. And then Darby, I haven't bought in. Sammy, now that Sammy's leaving Inner Circle, is kind of exciting, but, it is what it is. And Dark Order, they're just too fucking big. And they're commanding too much roster time to not really go anywhere. I don't even know what their win-loss record is, but it can't be good.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with all your points. MJF, I still enjoy MJF. And it's probably one of the only highlights of Dynamite that I like is Inner Circle turmoil, kind of. I think they're fucking it up a little bit. But again, Adam Page should be a big-time star vying for a championship, not playing footsie games with the cool kids table versus the fat kids table. I mean,
he should have won his post-tag team match with Omega for the contendership, and he should have been the guy that took down Mox, not Omega. Because I'm sorry, Brian, Omega is way more established than Hangman Page, and that would have put him over. And don't forget, I think they're just trying to play the long con game here, because Hangman lost the inaugural match against Jericho to be the first champ. Hangman hasn't really sniffed a title chance since.
No, but that's okay. I mean, he has a whole history with Kenny and stuff. So now that Kenny has the belt, Moxley is probably going to be on his way out. Since he's having a kid. That's what everyone's speculating.
No.
Say it again?
Kingston's on his way out. Let's segue to it, Brian.
What do you mean? Well, we know Kingston. No, what are you talking about? Kingston's on his way out.
Kingston's on his way out because he made himself a martyr last night by sacrificing himself.
No, they're not going to go through with it. It's the whole point of it is that he was sacrificing himself for
Moxley,
his enemy, his foe, but he's respectful.
Dude, he
right?
sacrificed a lot more than that by selling the no sell. I hope to God because it's supposed to be huge. He kept his eyes closed so nothing would get in his eyes, and he's laying there thinking we did it. Everything went off without a hitch. This is so awesome because you look at the shots after, and anybody who's listening knows what the fuck we're talking about at this point. But you watch the shots. Aubrey looks pissed. The other ref looks pissed. Everybody looks like, what the fuck? We're out here tending to Kingston who nothing happened to. And oh, look at that. John's got a mic. He's going to shit all over it further. I thought what Mox did compounded it.
Like that.
Who, me?
I was going to let you guys. I didn't
I
want
was
to steal all the points.
I was saying to Brian. I'm like, Brian, that's all you got.
Sorry, I was looking. I saw that Dak Prescott signed a 4-year deal.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sweet. Is it with a sparkler?
No, it's with the Cowboys, sir. No, you know what? I mean, I think if Kingston had been looking up a little bit and maybe saw that they were duds, and maybe he could have reacted on the fly, and maybe they could have recovered. Because now, I don't know if you guys know, now the whole thing that Tony is trying to say, and that Taz has been all over Twitter, kind of defending it and stuff. But now they're trying to say that it was Kenny that built lousy bombs and doesn't know how to build explosions. So I think they're going to go that route. Which I don't know how they're going to play off Kingston selling it like he was dead. So I don't know what they're going to say.
Well, Mr. Trump didn't mean grab them by the literal pussy. He was speaking in
Brian. Can you? I don't know what you sent me the link, but the match, the ending that you showed us, looked like. I mean, that thing was fucking awesome. And
yeah, I think that was just like one of the old Onita Funk matches, I think, or something.
I have done more pyro for fucking cover bands in bars than I saw in that ring. Wait, this is before Whitesnake, obviously.
Well, yeah. I mean, no, but one of the big things in the presentation, when it comes to AEW, is we've been critical on it. This is part of it, Brian. They do not. They gave, and I'm sorry to say, I'm just speculating here, but they gave a bunch of people that are friends of theirs jobs. Like, hey, you hold the cable, you point the camera. You be over here, and then they gave Cletus the button. Cletus from Idiocracy. They gave him the button for the pyro, and that's what happened last night.
It's basically like us getting drunk, Brian. Me, you, and Adam getting drunk and talking about, hey, you know it'd be cool if we did this, and we talked about a whole bunch of things like, oh, I wish we could do all that stuff, and then somebody was like, you know what? Here you go. You can do it all. And then we're like, I don't know. What are we supposed to do?
Wait, what?
we
I didn't really mean it.
I didn't really want to open a 3-level bar with pool tables and sharks.
And here's the tragedy of it all, guys. The match was pretty decent. But who gives a fuck? It was really good. But who gives a fuck?
Dude, if I was Kingston...
With the ending, who gives a fuck?
No, you're right. It overshadows everything. If I was Kingston, I would have walked into that fucking back area, gorilla, whatever they call it, the dusty position, whatever. I would have walked back in there and cussed everybody up and down. You motherfucker made me look like a fucking moron. Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Yeah, I'm sure Kingston gave him an earful once he figured out what happened, but he is probably the only person in the fucking world who didn't know what was going on because he had to sell it as if he was dead. So he's lying there. And they, even worse, they went ahead with it and had the people coming out to treat him, the quote-unquote doctors. Like, they're like, we're sticking with this sinking ship. Fucking keep playing that music. The Titanic's going down.
You motherfuckers made me look like an extra in a fucking Toxic Avenger movie. What the fuck, man? You're going to pay for this shit. I laid into them.
Yeah, TNT.
I feel bad for JR.
Yeah, TNT used to show.
Oh my God.
TNT used to show Titanic on a lot at late nights. So apropos that they put this on instead. It's a good time slot replacement. That's the whole card, Rob. I mean, Revolution was not good. I think Brian, though, has some trivia before we close out.
Oh, well, I'm glad you just controlled the show because I was actually gonna.
I didn't want to miss it.
I was gonna bypass the trivia and just close the show, but now you said trivia.
See, there we go. We can do that. Yeah, we could save it for Wednesday. Let's save it for Wednesday.
It's already 12:11. I gotta work in the morning.
At least one question, Brian.
Give us one fucking question, Brian.
Or
one. Well, we can't
tease the theme.
Okay, what's the theme for Wednesday?
Oh, theme?
Yeah.
Wrestler or porn star. I didn't really have that much time to prepare. You guys put me on the fucking spot today. You said that you called me. You never fucking called me.
Dude, we had you on speakerphone.
Yeah,
I was in the room.
Never fucking called me, bro. All right? But we could play an AEW version of wrestler or porn star on Wednesday. Maybe. We have time. Or maybe we could do it on Patreon. We could do a special one. I don't know.
Oh my God, it's a long email.
Yeah, you can can name us people from Dark. We won't get them.
I don't think I would do this justice reading it. I hardly write.
Want me to read it?
Do you have it?
I can pull it up. I always have my email. I always have my email tab. Oh, here I'm going to turn off the Val Venus music.
Yeah, please
he's
do
also
that.
A QAnon crazy.
I hardly write emails, but since I drop it, I drop in on live shows. He already fucked it up. Unless
I'm pulling it up.
You're pulling it up?
I'm trying to.
Can you not read it like you're monotonic, ubba dabba 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 dabba
Yes,
dabba 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 dabba. I mean, Can you put
I'm
like
trying
some
to pull
human
it up.
All right,
Whoever pulls
here
it
you
up
go.
put some
first.
human emotion to this, please.
All right. So here's
Channel
this is
your
from
inner
Estrada.
Estrada.
I hardly write
I've got
emails.
so much gas.
But since I drop in on the live shows less, I figured I'd use this to give my input on Revolution last night. I'll try to keep it short.
Spoiler, he didn't.
He says, just like you guys 2 years ago, I was excited. The wrestling world was going to change. Real competition was back. All these companies would push each other to be the best. But what happened? Over the last few months, I've heard Rob and Adam critique AEW to no end, with best AEW's interests at heart and with Brian's laughable defenses. Sometimes I deemed it unnecessary and sometimes it was well-deserved, but I thought to myself, well,
Ringo.
if Revolution even comes out as a B-grade pay-per-view, they'll be fine. And I bet they probably would have. I can overlook the many flaws they have. They put on some really good matches, but tell some stories with that in-ring ability. While AEW proved they can do that, last night AEW has also solidified they don't belong anywhere near a TV deal. The main difference between bingo halls and TV deals is selling the audience the drama. Can I suspend belief the underdog will win? Is it reasonable? Why are these two feuding exactly? What's the story? What's at stake? The more I ask myself, the more I couldn't find an answer. The men's division, for some reason, have WWE women's division mindset where we have to get as many humanly possible on TV within a 2-hour show. This for sure includes tag teams, yet that's not enough. We're expected to watch Dark and see how talent rise, but then I found myself never watching Dark. Why? The suspended belief isn't there. Dark is an easily predictable show, and while the in-ring talent is good, no finish is surprising. Beyond that, I'm expected to watch BTE to get some extra promo stuff going on. And now I'm expected to invest in yet another show, AEW Elevation. Give me a fucking break. Let's go back to the original thought where if Revolution was good, I think I could get behind everything else. Revolution was a C+ pay-per-view at the very best. Predictable endings, nothing super amazing in ring, except for the main event, but I'll come back to that. No real surprises. AEW has yet to hit me with a theme song I can mark out for and think back to who really loved in WWE. A lot has to do with their music when they first show up, right? Austin, Taker, DX, Rock, Cena, list goes on. AEW hasn't figured out one way to give a good audio on TV, and it's been 2 years. Let's address the ending.
Yeah, it's true.
Yes, that ending.
Yes.
Where Eddie Kingston literally died from shame in the ring.
His career did.
Cody Rhodes' entrance had better pyro and fireworks than that spot. His gender revealed, too.
That's true. Wow.
Botched or not, that spot has now left a lasting impression on the IWC, and for me, I really soured on AEW after that. Combining that bad production, too much time to invest, and their lack of suspended belief, I think I can get as much satisfaction watching YouTube highlights in 20 minutes than wasting 2 hours. As Vince McMahon once said, the only thing they'll remember is the finish. We might not like Roman beating Undertaker, but we all clearly remember it was like 3 days ago.
I do.
We remember Daniel Bryan's WrestleMania moment.
I do.
And what do we remember of AEW now?
I cannot remember.
We remember this.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yes. Yes,
no,
Brian.
We remember.
Yes,
no.
Brian.
If Vince, what else?
If Vince ever had anything to worry about last night, I'm sure he almost died laughing at that pathetic ending. AEW has a long road to recovery. Then take your Patreon money and give me my shirt, you lovely bastards. He wanted a Bomb Squad shirt, but Brian never bothered to put the one we wanted up.
Yeah.
What one did you want?
The one I never created, Brian.
Which one was that?
Brian, I just want you to watch the dominoes fall and realize that eventually your domino is coming.
Yeah.
When it was me, I fell over. Adam fell over. Now Estrada's falling over. More people I've talked to are falling over.
Vice was pretty soured. He wasn't as sour as Estrada, but I talked to him off air, and he was pretty sour.
I mean,
sour?
He's been one of your biggest fans in the supporting you, Brian, in terms of like, no, AEW's got it. This is great.
Sure.
This is great. And I mean, they don't.
Well, I hope last night was a learning process for them, right? What to do and what not to do.
Unless it was a death nail.
I don't think it was a death nail. No, I'll go back to this. Remember when the whole Dark Order in the early days of AEW with the dude that fucking wasn't laying in those punches and it looked ridiculous? We thought that was going to be what they were known for.
Dude.
We've all forgotten about that by now.
No, we didn't.
They've
because they've won up themselves. That's why we forgot.
They've got
then,
they've got TV production budget, a millionaire owner, all the resources in the world. AEW has all of the resources in the world that it would ever need. And that finish last night showed exactly how prepared they are to even attempt to play professional.
It was bad.
It was not a reflection on the moment, Brian. It was not just a fuck up. It was a reflection on what they've built so far.
I mean, hey, it'll be fun to watch Wednesday, though, right? Just to see what the fuck they're going to say about how they're going to... even I'm curious. I'm still going to try to defend it. I'm still going to try to spin zone everything into positivity, but even I'm like,
how?
What the fuck are they going to say on Wednesday? Exactly.
But
I have no idea.
The thing is, Brian, and I don't mean to be mean here, I don't think anybody that wants to maintain any amount of credibility can spin zone this in a positive way.
Yeah.
Unless you just make shit up and talk out your ass and pull a Trump like wrong, my way's right. I really don't think that there's a way to defend this properly.
We'll find out, bro.
Yeah, Brian, I'm gonna go to this and I'm gonna leave it and then we'll get out of here.
Yeah.
I mentioned last week how there's different types of fans, and I am that type of fan that they have lost. Right? I'm still gonna watch. I enjoy some aspects, but I'm not as interested, and you're not drawing me into the future. I'm sure there's a good segment of fans that are just like me, right? And I'm sure there's a whole segment of fans that are just like Adam, and a whole segment of fans that are just like you. And you can have all three. That's great. If you got two, probably still cool. But if you drop down to one, if there's only one of those factions of fans left, then eventually you're going to pay the piper. And I feel like they're just, and I hope they change it, but I'm afraid that their culture is just wrapped up. The impression is there now.
They really have to do a lot to get people back.
It is 2 years in. It is bad matches. Yeah, and I mean it. Bad matches. There's bad matches.
Bad booking.
No, there's bad. No, there is. There's bad booking. There's bad storyline. There are bad matches. That ladder match last night was a bad match. The women.
Okay.
I mean, just being real. And I'm not saying it like they're not talented people. But,
sure. No, I know. I didn't say I wasn't. I'm fighting you.
But when somebody is sitting there in a ring, looking up, waiting for the spot to happen, not just a couple times a night, but most of the night. It's just,
right.
it's you're supposed to make it real for me. That's what you're supposed to make it real for. If I could see inside the zombie's mask in Walking Dead and I could see that it was a person, I'm not watching that because I know that's not real. I know beyond the fact that I already know it's not real. I can't even stop my belief for a minute and pretend like it's real. I know zombies aren't real, but they make it real enough for me on Walking Dead that I can be in that world with them. I can't be in this world with them. I don't know. All right. I hate to be so. I love you, Brian. I get to see you.
I love you guys too.
I only get to see you twice a week, and it's always fucking your people suck. I'm sorry.
I know. Well, hopefully it'll be better on Wednesday. I mean,
I hope so. I hope that somebody. I hope that fucking Bischoff walked up to fucking Tony Khan when this was over and said, "You want to write me the contract now, or should we have the lawyers talk?" I'm not saying he's the end all be all, but I'm saying if anybody had some sway right now to say your VPs need to stop making decisions and you need to put me in charge of creative, now is the time for somebody to swoop in.
Do you think anybody at TNT is making a call here and being like, guys?
This was the same bullshit excuse that people made for WCW. Oh, it was all the network. It wasn't all the network. The network had some blame in that point, but I don't think they care about AEW as much as they cared about WCW. Because WCW was a huge moneymaker for them at one point.
Yeah. I mean, they got a Hot Topic deal.
And they had ownership. Remember that TNT,
Brian laughed.
TNT had ownership of WCW. Being a Turner company on a Turner network, there was ownership there, right? So they have investment. TNT doesn't have any ownership in the AEW.
That's true. I mean, they don't have any stake in it other than time slot.
Than their own ratings. Yeah,
and they could give that time slot away to anybody they want.
Yeah, they're just there to make advertising money. That's completely it. Get viewership for their advertisers. So, I don't know.
Shame.
There's more to talk about Wednesday, Brian.
I hope so.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
I hope so too.
I hope so.
All right, but it is 12:23 on the East Coast, and we are going to skit the fuck daddle.
Daddle.
Thank you, everybody on the board, for your comments tonight. Thank you to Estrada for joining our Patreon, patreon.com/MOWP. You can go in there and watch our reactions to the previous pay-per-views. I'm sure we'll have one up. We'll have some Revolution stuff up later the week, probably. If not early next week. I'm not quite sure.
Michael Clarity on the board says, damn, I really enjoyed Revolution, but I was high as a kite. Yeah, I think you must have been watching something else then, bro.
Yeah.
You might have ate some shrooms.
What's this, Solar Babies? This is great, man. This is cool. All right.
He was watching Thunder from 30 years ago.
Oh, I got to do this, I guess.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I guess you got to.
It's got to make the announcement.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes.
Oh, Spike says we haven't heard Cornette's rant on this yet. No, I need to.
God.
Oh, we got to start that. I forgot we got to do the. I got to start Cornette's Corner next week. Yeah. Next week, the premiere of Cornette's Corner.
There you go.
Motherfucker.
All right.
I swear I want to get a cameo of him just saying, fuck you, Brian.
Let's do it.
You fucking fuck. In the can. All right. Yeah. Mark out like no one's watching.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Marked Out Podcast is produced and edited by U-Record Studios and is recorded live from Charlotte, North Carolina. Subscribe, follow, and listen to us live following WWE programming on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Download the podcast by following us at podbean.com or subscribe on iTunes and Apple Podcasts. While you're there, go ahead and give us an honest and fair review and rating. Finally, if you have enjoyed our product and would like to see us grow, please donate to us by visiting the donation link below our live video, or you can donate via Venmo and Cash App at the handle Ravepro. That's RAVEPRO.
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.